We learned in school that the basic form of communication is the sender-message-receiver format. Though it sounds fairly simple, struggling with communication is a pretty common occurrence. A common reason for mistakes and fights is miscommunication and misunderstanding. All of the trouble caused by this could have been easily avoided with proper communication, but that, my friends, is easier said than done. Welcome back to Top Wisdom. If you haven't already, tap on the subscribe button to get the latest updates on our channel. This time we're focused on tips on how we can improve our communication skills. Not only is this necessary with building and strengthening your personal relationships, great communication skills are a must in all professional settings. Great communication is more than just constantly talking and proving your point. The goal of communication is to create a verbal and emotional understanding among all parties involved in the art of conversation. Let's get on with it and see if these tips could be of help to you. Number 1, deliver your words clearly. Think back on those times when you had a fight with someone because of a misheard word or phrase. Yeah, you've experienced those. All of those confrontations and unnecessary awkwardness could have been avoided if you just delivered your words crystal clear. Enunciation is key to delivering clear, punchy sentences. Say your words with confidence, and if you're struggling with the pronunciation, you can always ask a friend, or you can Google and listen how to properly say words so the next time you say it, you'll feel more assured that you're delivering exactly what you meant to say. 2, be informative. In a school setting or even a work presentation, we tend to boil it down, our new ideas, into their most basic essence to make it more palatable and easy to digest for our audience. We chop down some key elements to make the presentation as quick as possible. We do this because of the idea that the listener will get what we mean right away, and that they have the capacity to retain all of the information we just said. Contrary to this, experts suggest that most listeners will only retain a portion of new ideas after a single discussion. Let me get this clear, we're not advising you to stand 3 hours and present a whole scientific journal to your captive audience. What we mean is, say as much important information as you can when you're introducing a new topic to an audience. Assume that their knowledge base about it is basic. Therefore, it's your job to level this knowledge up because chances are they'll recall 2 out of 10 of those facts. 3, focus. Personally, there's nothing more annoying than when you're talking to a person and their eyes are glued to their phones. Aside from the fact that it's rude, it's very much preventing you from communicating effectively. It sends out the message to the speaker that you're not interested and that you'd rather be doing anything else than talk to them. It doesn't even have to be as obvious as looking at your phone. Sometimes this also happens when your eyes keep flickering to another thing that's not the other person. When someone is talking to you or vice versa, try to maintain eye contact. It creates an energy that all your attention is completely on the other person and that you are genuinely interested in what they're saying. 4, be a listener. Part of effective communication is listening. Conversations are more than just waiting for your turn to talk. Listening to the other person is the other half of the equation. The difference between hearing and listening is that when you are hearing, you just passively hear their voice and get the gist of what they have to say and then you respond. However, when you listen, actually listen to the other person, then you're actively digesting the information that they're saying. Not only that, but you also get to understand why they're telling you this. When you listen to someone tell a story, you can hear those subtle changes in their voice that will tell you how they feel about the certain thing that they're talking about. By doing so, the other person trusts you more because you are a great listener. And when it's you who's talking, more often than not, this person will also genuinely listen to your concern. 5, nonverbal communication. The old cliche goes, actions speak louder than words. This has never been truer in communication. Whether you notice it or not, when you're talking or listening, your body tells a lot about what's going on in your mind. Crossing your arms when talking to someone can indicate defensiveness or being guarded, meaning you're not open to talking about this and you feel attacked or you're on defense mode. Eye contact signals interest. Stiff shoulders are telling of your nerves, and of course, hand gestures. When you're talking to a person, try to be aware of your body as well as their body language so you know when to stop the conversation or keep going. Closed-off body language will tell you that this person may not be comfortable with where the direction of this conversation is going. Drawn-in eyebrows will signal to you that you may be confusing this person and you're headed towards a misunderstanding. So be observant and be aware of the other person. 6. Avoid negative body language. Confidence is a great indicator of a good communicator. People tend to gravitate towards self-assured individuals. So when you're talking to one person or a group, try to project confidence. People will pay attention to you more if you're standing tall with your back straight and relaxed than when you're slouching and trying to make yourself as small as possible. Smiling also goes a long way. It tells the other people that you're at ease. When you walk into that job interview, walk with confidence. Smile politely and give the interviewer a firm handshake. This will convey that you won't be wasting their time and that you're confident in your abilities. 7. Don't stress out. When we're in a high-pressure environment, we have a tendency to blurt out anything that comes to mind. If you're arguing with a loved one, we have those moments when we hurt them by saying something that we don't mean and would regret later on. The best way to handle situations like this is to try to remain in control of our emotions. By keeping your emotions in check, you'll be able to decide better if the situation demands a verbal back and forth or keep your cool and be silent. Besides, if you keep calm while you're talking, the other person will also stay calm because anything more than that would be an overreaction. So when you're meeting your partner's family for the first time, instead of trying to impress and saying something you may regret, try to be calm. And when you're feeling nervous, you can always pause, collect your thoughts, then respond. Appearing thoughtful is better than blurting something out and embarrassing yourself. 8. Avoid interrupting or making it about you. I don't know if you noticed this, but sometimes when people talk, you'll hear someone say, "Oh, you think that's awful? Wait till you hear about my story." Maybe that's just me, but it's a little off-putting. A person with a concern will approach you, thinking that you'll be a friend who'll listen to their story and be emphatic about it. Instead, what all of us do sometimes is turn their moment of sharing into our personal competition of who got it worse. There's a way to relate your friend's story to something that happened to you without turning it into your story time. Before you do that, try to actually listen to what they're saying. Maybe they went to you not because of your advice, maybe they just really want to be heard. So instead of saying, "Woe is me," try and listen and address your friend's concerns. 9. Set aside judgments. It's human nature to assess and judge other people, but this doesn't always help with the communication process. In fact, most times it hinders understanding. Our prejudice and preconceived opinions about other people will inform the way of how we interact with them, from our words to our body language. If someone tries to have a conversation with you and they share something that's a little unfamiliar to you, try to hold off your judgment first so you can actually find out why they're telling you this. If you judge too quickly, the other person will sense it and avoid telling you anything more. 10. Ask open-ended questions. In order for conversations to keep going, avoid asking yes or no questions. Try asking questions that will prompt the other person to tell a story. This will keep the conversation flowing easily and ripples to even more topics. Communication is a skill, and you have every opportunity to hone it. Keep practicing and notice which aspects of it you're struggling with, and try to apply the tips we mentioned above. Open communication will lead to better relationships and better opportunities for you. So let's keep this conversation going. And that ends our video for today. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on our channel. Also, hit the notification bell button to be updated on our future videos. This is Top Wisdom, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.